How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, and I am happy for you to see me. I guarantee. Uh, this is I'm Richard Strong, and this is the way I see it, and it is, as you'll find out. And I'm going to keep cajoling you people and asking you to leave how you see it over in the comments section. I'm going to try to not just blame Democrats and the left for what's going on, even though it's obviously their fault. I'm sorry, it just is. But the thing that I've noticed is that there's far too many arguments on, no matter what subject it is, there's far too many arguments that contain nothing but someone's opinion. Period. That's all they have. They have an opinion. And they can't prove that opinion. But they hold that opinion and they then pretend that it's fact to be debated. And when you point out to them that it is not a fact for debate, that is indeed actually just your opinion, they get bent out of shape and call you every kind of name in the book as a argument. And that is from the left and from the right. I find myself perplexed because I do a lot of arguing. I know you're shocked. I do a lot of arguing online. I go on Newsmax. I go on a few other sites, but I like arguing. I know that would shock you. I like to talk about facts. I like to get other people's opinion, and I also, believe it or not, like to know just how wrong liberals are. And the only way you can know how wrong liberals are is by talking to them or reading what they have to say. Now, granted, online is not a very good forum because there people say all kinds of things just to get a reaction. They say all kinds of things they would never say, to someone else in person. You got all of these keyboard commando killer types on there, but still, it's an outlet to discuss. So I go and I tend to block the total idiots. There's generally a box you can check that blocks them, so you don't even see their comment. And then, I choose the group that I'll debate and bother having a conversation with, just like I would in real life, as opposed to an electronic conversation on the internet. And the lack of actual factual arguments on both sides is just absurd. Right now, what's happening is you've got Biden is falling in line with what Republicans and Trump and the Republicans have said all along and have wanted all along, which was backing the Ukraine against Putin. He finally got behind that when polls showed that the vast majority of Americans backed the Ukraine. But we don't back sending our troops there. And there's only one way really to avoid NATO involvement. And the minute NATO's involved, we're involved, not as a nation, but as a nation obligated under the NATO treaty. It would not be something that the United States triggered. It would be something Putin would trigger by doing something that NATO isn't going to allow to stand. And that would be attacking a NATO member nation. I've been spoiling myself another law of Palenza by my father. So Biden is actually, this is not a Biden initiative. This is something that he has no choice at this point. So now he's going to run out there and he's going to try and act like he's leading the free world. The free world was already doing it before. Biden attached his wagon to the horse. The horse had already left the barn. Biden caught up to it and attached his wagon. Is what happened here. The fact of the matter is that NATO and European nations, 27 nations altogether, not just European nations, but NATO and 26 other nations have already contributed over $1 billion worth of military aid and humanitarian aid to the Ukraine. Which really isn't what my topic here today is. My topic here today is how do you go online and have an argument when you don't have any real facts, you only have opinions. That's just stupid. That's just stupid. Now I will go to a different topic. We'll go back to the abortion thing. Again, all the headlines and all the noise is about ultra MAGAs as opposed, and nothing from the left anywhere about the laws being broken by leftists who are intimidating Supreme Court justices. Now, irony is not without a sense of humor because Nancy Pelosi's house is currently being protested by pro-abortion demonstrators because Nancy Pelosi hasn't done anything to those justices. You can't make this up. The left has been actively trying to deny, and being mostly successful, deny the right any access to social media. Even this platform, YouTube, no offense meant YouTube, I appreciate you, but you are, or you were, maybe you're changing slowly but surely, but you've been biased in the past, and hopefully you won't be in the future. There is no opinion, really. I mean, you can think that you have a herd of unicorns and that they are the answer to today's transportation problems. Having a hard time getting words out of my mouth today. And the rest of us will think you're crazy, but you're entitled to that opinion. And you should be able to voice it anywhere you want. I mean, you can't voice fire in a theater. You can't preach hate and death to a people, or, I mean, these are common sense things. But I don't care if you believe that Martians are hiding behind on the dark side of the moon and should be in control of the United States of America. You are entitled to believe that crazy nonsense. And you should be able to say it in public and on any forum. Anybody who votes a Democrat to Washington this November, or actually probably as near as I can tell in 2024 as well, unless the Democrat Party wakes up and does something I can't even think of what could be drastic enough to make anybody of their right mind vote that way. As I've said before, my first presidential vote was Richard Nixon. And I've been a Republican my entire life. The only time I ever voted Democrat was Bill Clinton. Both times. I was wrong. But he was better than the alternative. And then I voted Bush both times as well. I was wrong. But he was better than the alternatives that were presented at the time. So, you'll have that happen in life. You win some, you lose some. That's pretty much it. I think that one thing other than that I wouldn't mind covering is I've been saying it online in the last few days. Americans have lost track of what America really is all about and what we stand for. America stands for freedom. And we've always stood for freedom-loving people everywhere. Because we had help when we broke away from England. And try to remember that. Everybody says, I don't want to be the world's police. Well, who do you want it to be? There's only three that are big enough to do it. China, Russia, and America. And of those three, only one of them doesn't want to rule your country. We don't even really want to do anything if we don't have to. And that's America. Russia and China want to bring democracy to the world. Remember when China said that about a month and a half ago? That them and Russia were looking to bring democracy to the world and stop American imperialism. Americans have a burden. In order to keep ourselves free, we must help keep the world free. That's pretty much the way it is, or the way I see it. And with that, I'm going to tell you to tell me the way you see it in my comment section. Come on now. And everybody have a blessed day. See ya.